Can you guys see me? Do I look dark?
I'm not seeing you.
Oh. Hi. We're having technical difficulties because when oh, there we go. Okay. I think I gotta lean in. The light is not.
Tamikia says, "Hey, lady."
Hey. Is that Tamika TCC?
Yeah.
Hey. I was gonna try to put on that makeup today, but I was rushing, so I did the old standby. I don't know. My light is not. Is that light on? Cheyenne is tech manager for me, so that's what I'm talking to. Let me see. Yeah,
Maureen says, "Hey, girl."
Hey girl, hey. How can you see it? Is there a way that I can see it? Oh, is there a way I can see it?
Not unless you're on the tech manager site.
Oh, okay. Well, how can I talk to them? I'll have to wait for you to tell me.
Yeah.
Cheyenne can see what you guys are saying, so she's gonna. You'll hear her voice. You see the share, everybody? Positive vibes. Yay! I'm 9 DPO today, so yeah. I'm gonna positive vibe it all the way to the end.
Tanika TTC says, "Oh, no worries."
Awesome. Okay. I wonder if I can add it so I can say too. Can two people be in the control room at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. But oh god.
You have to just mute it because it sounds kind of burned off the delay.
Oh. Okay, then I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna view it on the watch page, I think.
Mute it because it sounds kind of burned off the delay.
Oh. Okay, now I can see it all the way.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean by the delay. Watch page.
Mute
How do
it
I
because
make
it
the other
sounds
one?
kind of burned off the delay.
Okay, okay, got it. Oh, I see what you mean. So I'll just watch myself in real time and then I can see the chat. All right, guys, sorry. The last time we did this was the pregnancy test. Last time we went live and Cheyenne looked at all the things. So this is my first time live. I can see you guys now. I got Mel Renee, hey girl. The last time we did this was the pregnancy test. Last time we went live and Cheyenne looked at all the things. So this is my first time live. So I just wanted to come on here and say hey to everybody. I was I didn't have a video for today. I was off doing shenanigans on Saturday, but I did want to touch base with everybody because so I just wanted to come on here and say hey to everybody. Comments and everybody's looking forward to the 2-week weight countdown. So I did test my progesterone at home. Comments and everybody's because I have the 2-week weight countdown. So I did test my progesterone at home. Comments that everybody should I get out of the weight countdown. Okay, I can't see your chats anymore, ladies, but Cheyenne will tell me if you say anything. Okay. So I did do, but I don't like that light.
That's way better.
The sound?
Yeah.
Okay, but what about the light? It's whenever I lean back. That's what it's doing. Is it forward? Is it? No. I can
forward, yeah, the light.
You can see me fine?
Yeah, when you move forward, yeah.
All right, you're not gonna be able to see the positive vibes. Okay, so I did do the progesterone testing at home this time to see when I hit over 5, and I didn't do any. I didn't go into the RE for that, and I'm taking progesterone vaginal suppositories. So these that I'm taking is the Prometrium. They're not giving me any crazy symptoms like the Crenone 8% did. So I don't know. It's easier so far, but I think I'm only like on day 3 or day 4 of taking those. So it hasn't been too crazy. Like the other ones would give me sore boobs, slight nausea. It makes you feel like you're pregnant, and so it just messes with your mind. I don't have that on any of these. So far, so good on those. And then just trying to stay healthy and active. And I haven't been good with the supplements this time. It's been a little crazy with the supplements. So you guys all know I'm team too much on the supplements and taking a lot of them. So I did, when I went to the GP, she tested my blood, and I go in this Saturday to see where I am with my vitamins. So I'm hoping that when those come back, sorry guys about the light. I think if I close this window, I think that's what's like in that one. I think that is what's, okay, yeah, I think that it's confusing the laptop when that much light is coming to the back and you have a little black girl in the front. So, okay. So, yeah, I go in Monday to get the blood work back, the test results for my vitamins. And so hopefully I can cut back on the supplements because I just haven't been into it. So this is like that one cycle where I'm not doing everything right and I'm just kind of okay with that. It is what it is, right? I was super diligent on all the other cycles and it didn't get me a baby, so I'm a little lax. But I think also that means probably after the cycle I need to take a break because I need to like refocus on me and being healthy and happy and just like do a little bit of a reset. Everything can be about TTC. It does get a little bit all consuming. So yeah. That's it. You guys have any questions? What are you guys up to today? I can see at the bottom there's 10 viewers. Who's on there, Shy?
Well, I can see Serena Roberts. She says, "Hi, hey Tanika." I can see David Valide. I can see Tanika, TTC, Michelle Moore, Melorina.
Oh, hey. Yes. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon now. Thanks for joining. Thanks for checking us out. I wanted to do a live and talk to you guys. It's been a minute. And this one is not anxiety inducing because the last time I went live, we were doing the pregnancy test on Christmas Eve and that was a little crazy. So yeah, this one was more relaxed and I got up and cleaned the house and Cheyenne helped. And
Tamika TTC says, "Getting ready for a vision board party." And Serena Roberts says, "I'm in California, still mourning, LOL."
Oh, okay. Sorry, Serena, that you're still mourning, but I'm a California girl. Hey. And a vision board party. That sounds fun. Are you, like, you guys, you all bring your vision boards and work on it together? I need to do a vision board. That's a good idea. I like that. Are you going to do footage of it? I want to see this party.
Serena's going to Denny's.
To Denny's. Oh, okay. I was craving IHOP yesterday. I wanted some of those chocolate chip pancakes. Girl, get some the Grand Slam or Moons Over Miami. Do they still have those? I waitressed at Denny's for like 2 weeks back in the 80s. Was not a good waitress, but enjoy your Denny's. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. Enjoying the 2-week wait. I'm 9. Cheyenne.
Oh, sorry.
Cheyenne's excited about something you guys are saying.
For Priscilla, I think that's how you pronounce their name. They said, "Hi, Tamika. Love from UK."
Oh, hey, UK. It's like 6 o'clock there, yeah? What are you guys doing? It's in the evening. Thanks for joining. Sorry for the late notice, everybody. I was, last night I was like, yeah, let's just go live on Saturday. Of course, I forgot to set up the broadcast. And so Cheyenne got up and tech managed because I was team too much. I had to hang curtains and the living room is all set, though. It's good. I think I don't have any more. Well, I want to put pulls on those curtains back there, but then I think I'm, I like to hold them back. I think, and then I'm done in here. Oh, no, I lied. There's something that I'm going to hang over the fireplace mantle. Then I'm done in the living room.
So, Ota Chef said, "Going to a health fair later today." And then before that, they said, "Hi there, can you share your AMH numbers?"
Hey, Ota Chef, health fair sounds exciting. My AMH was 0.437, something like that. I know it's 0.4. It was 0.4, not quite 0.45, because then I would have rounded it up to 0.5. But yeah. Do you know your AMH numbers? Have you been tested yet?
And then also, Tamika TTC says, "Not my party, but I'll see what I can get."
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Fair enough. I don't know if people, take cameras into other people's parties. The YouTube world is a little new and different. So I don't know who we can videotape and who we can't. I guess we just ask. But yeah, I like that idea of the vision board. I think part of like meditation is like having the vision, right, and seeing it. But I think when you put it out on a board, that helps like ground it. Because when you're, as you know, when you're meditating, you're kind of in and out, depending on what your level of focus is and on what day it is. I think the vision board is a good way to ground it. And I actually have 2 like whiteboards in the hallway here that I want to work on for my vision board, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I need to like do the little cutouts and thoughtful messages to put to myself. But it is on my list of things to do. So I'll share it with you when it's done.
Priscilla from UK says, I'm a fan and wait to hear you're pregnant.
Oh my God. Thank you, Priscilla. I'm waiting to hear I'm pregnant too, girl. I'm working on it. It's been an interesting ride and it gets a little crazy. It's good to have the TTC community because I feel like it's 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, right? Like we have the 2 weeks of waiting to have the insemination or to have sex. And then we have the 2 weeks of waiting to see if the little egg and sperm hooked up and made it happen. So yeah, it's a roller coaster. And my hat goes off to, I know there are people on here who've been doing it. Like there was one young lady who was doing it 5 years and with her husband. I don't even know, like if you get excited about sex at that point after 5 years of trying. But I guess that's why people do things like the stork at home and they start, you know, I know I read on the message boards about people not having sex anymore. Like the guy just puts it in a little sterile cup and the girl puts it into instead cup and slips it in. So this is not for the faint of heart. Yeah.
Ota Chef says, when I last checked, it was 0.7. I'm hoping to get it up. ? You are my Shiro right now. Good luck this cycle, baby dust.
Oh, thank you, Ota Chef. Baby dust to you too. 0.7 is good. The RE likes it to be 1 or above. 0.7 is good. Now, I've read different things. So some people say AMH stays the same. And then, I don't know if you read that book, Inconceivable. Hers change in there, both her FSH and her AMH. I think it's inconceivable. If that's not right, I'll correct it later in the section below. But typically AMH is more steady. FSH is going to change. LH is going to change. Those other ones will change. But I think, yeah, if you're being your most healthy self, that's what the focus is. And I definitely have seen an improvement from just changing my eating habits and my exercise patterns and learning to relax. Like, I mean, you guys see me, I'm always team too much, but I think before I started this, I was always at a 20. And so I've made a conscious effort to do more yoga, to meditate. So it's like, calm me down. I have moments of reflection. I'm much more aware of being team too much than I was before. So I think all of that helps, right? Like it just helps your mental state. It helps, it's physically better for you. Like I just feel better. So I think all of those things to like be a healthier human being ultimately help our fertility. So yay, you. And let me know how the health fair goes. Like that sounds cool.
Mulroney says, 9 DPO here today and trying not to pee on all things. Hashtag pee too much.
Okay, hey, so we're on the same day then because I'm 9 DPO. Like, yes, and I know what you mean about peeing on sticks. I'm a POAS addict. So I fixed myself with the progesterone testing. I tested on that, and then I tested out the HCG. So I got to take some pregnancy tests until they went down. And actually, I didn't even get a positive on it. So by the time the first test I did, it was negative. But of course, I had to test it again because I was like, what if that was a bad test? Yeah, so I know what you mean. But 9 is early to test, right? Like I know some people have had them. Like what's her name from the Ballos, her channel? She got her positive with her baby on 8 DPO, but she said she felt pregnant. I'm not gonna do it to myself. I'm not, because I just know it's depressing when you get it. And then everybody tries to cheer you up and they're like, oh, it's early and pee again later. And like, not doing it. But yeah, I know. So we'll have to message each other because the videos mine will be a weekend delay, even though we're live today. So you'll see it a week after, but message me, girl. We'll see what happens. Where we at?
Sandra Wiley says AMH can change but more reliable than FSH.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Sandra Wiley, Sandra TTC. I had you in my video the other day. Did you see? You were up on the monitor when I was watching. So I don't know if you guys heard Cheyenne. Sandra, can they see each other's messages or no?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so Sandra said the AMH can change, but it's more reliable than FSH, which makes sense. FSH can fluctuate per cycle. AMH should not. It should be more steady. So yeah, and it stands for like anti-mureon something hormone.
Yes, they can't see each other's charts.
Oh, they can't. Okay, good. You guys can see what you're saying. Yay!
Michelle Moore says, do you have any yoga videos you can suggest? I looked to get back into it. It's been years.
I do. Let me grab them because I don't remember. Hang on. I have to. Okay, so this one I have, can you see it? It's Peace of Mind. Peace of Mind in Stressful Times. Kundalini Yoga, which I did a video on this while I was practicing it. Kundalini is good because it helps with the central nervous system and aligning everything. And there's a lot of meditation. There's gongs. It's relaxation. And then I have this one, Tao Flow Yoga, which I think I got on Walmart.com. It is for fertility. I can barely read that. Let me see. Let me get my glasses. For fertility and women's health. And then there's some on YouTube, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. I'll put them in the comments below. There are some that I like to do on there as well. I think the key with the yoga is also the meditation, because for me, I need to be in a relaxed state to get into the yoga. Otherwise, it just becomes like another exercise, and you really want to have that mind-body connection. It's not like going for a walk, right? It's more of like just being very centered, very grounded. So for me, it helps to do the meditation first and get into a relaxed state, and then do the yoga. Well, Sandra, what about you? Because I know you do yoga as well. Do you have any that you recommend that gets you into a good state?
And while we wait, Priscilla says, I got DHEA after watching one of your videos and vitamins, and my FSH came down, ... baby dust.
Oh, yay, Priscilla. Yeah, I'm a big DHEA fan. I take 75 milligrams of it, and it definitely increased. When I started, my whole right ovary was asleep. When I did my first AFC, antral follicle count, at the RE's office, there was nothing. And the second time there was nothing. And then I think right around like the 90 days, the DHEA woke it up, which I was worried about because I think I told you guys I don't have a left kidney. I gave it to my sister. So the adrenal gland and the kidney are connected. So I'm not sure like exactly if it works. I know the adrenal gland works, but if it's in the same sort of symbiosis that it is on the right side where the kidney is intact. So I just feel better when the right side is functioning, when the ovary is like awake and making eggs that are coming to call. So I don't want to say making eggs. You all know your eggs are there. You're born with all your eggs. They are 90 days before they mature, they're recruited by the body. And so that's why those 90 days of eating and supplements is important. And so I believe the DHE helped me in that regard, that it was within those 90 days, woke up those eggs as they were being recruited and matured, and they were like, hey, I'm ready to go. So, yeah.
To your earlier comment, Michelle says, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Sandra Wiley says, I use online yoga. Can't remember the name offhand. I'm at work.
Okay. All right. So Sandra uses online yoga. If you guys are not familiar with her, head over to her channel as well. It's Sandra Wiley, or you can see her name in there. She puts up videos about once a week. She's also a single mom and headed down IVF route. So I'm excited to follow her journey. And she's at a path right now where she's deciding if she's going to do donor egg or her own egg. So I won't spoil it all for you. Go over to her channel and check it out. It's a good story there. And same for Tamikia TTC. She is also working on being a single mom by choice. She just finished her IUI journey and is working on weight loss. Yay, and I'm proud of her. She's doing an amazing job knocking it out of the park. And so she's getting ready for IVF. I believe May cycle, right? You're gonna test in April and then you're in the May cycle. That's the plan anyway. So check out Tanika with an M, Tamikia TTC. Yeah, so what else is going on, ladies? It's Saturday. Maybe you guys all cleaned the house, maybe you didn't. I think after this, I'm gonna relax. And figure, oh, I have a surprise for you guys. I can't tell you though. Watch the videos next week though. There's a surprise coming out. I'm excited about it, but I don't want to ruin it because then I'm going to jump my timeline. Because the next video that you guys will see will be Tuesday. What was Tuesday? Should I like the 5th or the, I don't know, whatever last Tuesday was. So you'll see it next Tuesday. I don't want to jump the timeline. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys. I got a couple of surprises for you. Not BFPs. I wouldn't hold that on you like that. But it's some other surprises that are just for you guys.
Tanika TTC says, oh, thank you. April with May retrieval.
April with May retrieval. Okay, yes. Yay. Yeah, she's been getting it in with workouts and the desk bike, and I ain't mad at you, girl. Like, yeah, I think if this cycle is not successful, I'm going to take time off and I'm going to do more exercise. I'm definitely taking at least one cycle off. And I think I just got to relax. Like before I was thinking like, it could be the egg. It could be the egg. I got to make it happen. But I got to take care of myself. And like my mind is, I'm all over the place. Like I'm eating pound cake and doing whatnot. And where before I was really diligent. So yeah, I need to, and I'm not saying take a time out so I can eat more pound cake. I need to exercise and get my life together, get my weight together, get my mind right. So yeah, and that was the thing. Like one of the things that the therapist was telling me, like focus on the now, which we all know I'm team too much. That's difficult, but really be present in the moment and enjoy the moment. Like so, enjoy when you're taking the vitamins. Know that you're doing the best for your future baby. Enjoy when you're exercising, that you're taking care of yourself, and I'm waffling between that because sometimes I'm like, I just got to do it because I want a baby. And it's not good for me. It's not good for my future child, right? I got to be like committed and focused, but really want to do it. Like want to enjoy it because I love myself and I want to take care of myself. And I want to be the best me that I can be and not just like, it's a checklist that I have to do, which I'm like to be productive. I like checklists. I like to-do lists. But that's not always the healthiest thing. It's good to be productive at work, but I think we have to be a little more loving of ourselves. And I think it's a good reminder for all of us. Like we get busy, and especially as women, I think men have an easier time of it. Well, I'm not a man. I'm not going to speak for the men. But I think especially as women, we're used to being caretakers and taking care of everybody and like holding it down, especially like, you know, a strong single, I'm going to say it, Black women. We have that thing of like, we got to get it done. Like if we don't do it, who's going to do it? And so sometimes we got to just take care of ourselves. And so that's what I'm going to work on. It's just like, what's good for me? What's good for me? So, yeah. I'm in and out of the light, guys. Sorry. We tested this earlier, but not with me sitting here. So I think my little darkness is not, there we go. I don't know. The MacBook is not liking it, but pomegranate juice. Oh, these, I got these cups. Oh, the lid is not on. I got these at Walmart for 4 of these. I love these because I had an accident with the pomegranate juice. This is diluted, but you know when you have the palm, the straight palm, it's not, that carpet, was not happy. So I had to do a little peroxide soap spray mix to get it up, but that learned me. So when I drink the pomegranate juice, it has a lid on it. Because that was not good. Anyway, I digress.
Sabrina Roberts said great advice.
Oh, thanks, Sabrina. Where's Sabrina? Does it say?
She said I think she's in California.
Oh, okay.
She was one of Denny's today.
Oh, yes. Sabrina was fun at Denny's. Okay. Yeah, I need to get in the kitchen and do something. That was the other thing, too, this cycle. I haven't been doing my meal preps. Like, well, last weekend I was a little distracted, so I wasn't home. So that contributed to it, and then it kind of threw me off for Monday. I didn't take lunch. I did have my yogurt, which was good, but I haven't been doing my shake either, which I need the maca, so I got to get back on it. I don't know. How do you guys stay motivated and diligent, or is it like sometimes you just let it go? That's the thing. Like one moment you want to be all over it, and then it's like you can't beat yourself up either. It is what it is. Like there's days we get it in, and there's days we just, you know, do whatever our little stubborn hearts desire.
So 2 comments. Priscilla says, love, love, love you. And
Thank you.
Ota Chef says, Tanika, or other ladies, you know, where progesterone is supposed to be after ovulation, like 10 days after or so things. And then also, you and your daughter are goals. Shout out to your daughter. Oh, thanks.
She says thank you. So progesterone, they usually want it at 7 DPO, right? 7 days post ovulation, above 10 or above. And I got the progesterone test, which I saw on Sandra Wiley's channel. It measures it at 5 or above. So they want it 10 or above. And then it's supposed to stay up. So that's why, I don't know if you remember from my last cycle, at 12 DPO, they tested it. I didn't get the results till later. And it was like, what was it, Cheyenne? What, a 0.8? It was like, Cheyenne was like, what? I think it was 0.8. So it was dropping, which means your period is coming, right? So that's the thing, TMI alert. When your progesterone starts to drop, that's when everything loosens back up, because the progesterone slows down like your bowels and everything else. So that's why when you get your period or the day before, you have that big bowel release, because your progesterone is dropped. It's holding on to things in case you're pregnant so that your body can absorb all your nutrients, or it has a longer time to absorb the nutrients for the baby. And then once it knows you're not pregnant because your progesterone drops, it starts releasing stuff. So they want it to be at least, the doctors want it to be at least 10. And then what I learned from my last pregnancy is once you have a positive pregnancy test, they want it to be over 20. So when my last pregnancy, it only got up to 8.6. And the doctor said anything less than 10 is a worry. If it goes under 5, that's guarantee of a miscarriage. So I've been working with the acupuncturist, taking the herbs to boost my progesterone during my luteal phase, so that I get a stronger rush. So we'll see this time, because it dropped so much last time on 12 DPO. The acupuncturist strengthened my tincture that I've been taking. So we'll see. But I'm not having like any weird symptoms. So I don't know if my progesterone, I know it's over 0.5 because I tested, but I don't know like if it's strong enough. But have you tested yours? Are you worried about having like a luteal phase defect? Because anything, what is it, 11 days or, I get this wrong. I think Tamikia TTC told me it was like 10 days or less. And I was thinking before it was 12 days or less was a luteal phase defect. And they call it a defect because if you don't have a long enough luteal phase after the egg is fertilized, it's not going to have enough time to implant, right? Because we know typically that first 6 days, it's not even in the uterus yet. It's in the fallopian tube after it's been fertilized, and it's coming down. It's a marula, then a blastocyte, because it's doing all that cell division, which is why that CoQ10 is really good, because it's helping the mitochondria. That's the energy that the egg needs to divide properly, because if it doesn't divide properly, you're going to end up with some sort of birth defect or a pregnancy that's not viable because it just didn't split properly. And so then it has 6 days, and then somewhere around there, it's looking to implant. And that's when you want your uterine lining, the endometrial lining, to be receptive to it and be warm and fuzzy. So that's how the progesterone helps, which is why they also say take the pineapple, the core of the pineapple. It's the bromelain that's helping, because you want that lining to change from that smooth lining to more of like a fuzzy, welcoming lining, so that the little blastocyst can burrow in and get nice and snuggly. Because technically it's implanting for the first trimester. Implantation is happening straight away, but it's not fully implanted until the end of the first trimester, which is why they have a lot of women take progesterone if they have a deficiency. They have them take it through the first trimester. And my OB actually likes people to take it. She says it can't hurt. It can only help. So yeah, that's the kind of scoop on progesterone. Does that make sense?
Tamikia TTC says it varies depending on where you read it, but under between 10 to 12 days is the luteal phase defect.
Luteal phase defect, okay. LPD, yeah, under 10 to, okay.
And then Sandra Wiley says under 13 days is too short. Under
13 days. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. So like when I came out of the miscarriage, I think I was only like at 11 days. And I don't know what it was before, because I didn't even know what the hell luteal phase was before I had the last pregnancy and started like learning all this stuff. So that was, and what it was is when the doctor said your progesterone, because at first it was like 8.2, 8.6, I went to Dr. Google and was like, what does this mean? And so that's when I started researching, okay, this is what it means. This is luteal phase versus follicular phase, which is before ovulation. I didn't know our bodies were so magical, ladies. I really didn't, but I have a new appreciation for it. It makes sense, but it was like, they should have explained this to us really in school. All they were telling us is like, don't get pregnant. Like they made it sound like if somebody sneezed on you, you could get pregnant at any time, which also makes me annoyed about like birth control pills because you're putting these chemicals in your body for 30 days and there's no way you can get pregnant 30 days out of a cycle. So that's a whole other rant though. Hopefully that answered your question about your progesterone.
Sabrina says, born in California, she says, I'm getting back on a diet plan and I haven't worked out for 2 weeks. We'll get back on today.
Oh, nice. After Denny's, girl, you gotta get back on to that one. I am mad at you. Yeah, so that was the other thing, the BMI, like the OBGYN wanted my BMI to be like at 22 or 23, and I'm hovering just around 25, which technically, because I'm only 5'4", means I'm overweight. So I got it down to like 24.6, I think. I didn't get on the scale this week, but at that time, that was before I had my Apple Watch, I was on a Fitbit, so I can go back and look at my history. And I think when I fell pregnant before, I was like 22.8. But it's all numbers and science at that point, right? Like the doctors don't know for sure. They're like looking at data and statistics and saying typically within this range. So if you do like the fishtail, right? Like on the outer ends, fishtail of data, on the outer ends is the outliers, and then here in the curve part is like the majority of people. So they're saying like of the 80% of the times this happened, here's the range. So I don't know, it gives me something to focus on as far as looking to reduce my BMI, but then it's also like a frustration point because it's points that I'm talking about, like to get down from 25 to 22. And I'm older, like, so, but I guess she's like, guess what? We don't care. But yeah, my fat does what it wants at this age. I used to be able to like snatch it back like that. Not so much now.
Earlier, Sandra said, do better when I'm happy, but when I'm upset or sad, I slip up because I just don't care.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. When I'm in a good mood, I'm more diligent about all of it. Yeah, but when I don't know, I think I've been sad a lot lately and not really, not sad, like depressed, but there are moments where it's just like, this gets hard. This gets hard, especially when you're alone and you're reflecting like, how long am I going to do this to my heart? How long am I going to do this to my wallet? And you hope there's an end in sight. And it's like, there are some people in my personal life who are not TTC and they know I'm on this journey, and now it's awkward because they don't know what to ask me or not to ask me. And I think I snapped on somebody, I'm sorry, who asked me. And then somebody else asked me like, well, how long are you going to do this? Which, well, if the goal is to get pregnant, I'm going to do it until I get pregnant, right? Then it makes you doubt yourself, like, well, how long am I going to do this? Which is, it's kind of like self-defeat is built into that question, right? It's like a leading question, as they would say if you were on the witness stand. Yeah, because if my goal is to go to the store, people don't ask you, well, how long are you going to do that? Like, I'm going to go till I go to the store until I get there. So yeah, and I think that is where some of the sadness comes from, because it does feel a little lonely. I mean, I have you guys, which is great, and a lot of you guys are on the same journey, so you know like what I'm feeling. But and it's nice because when I have the videos and you guys comment like, oh, I'm going through the same thing, because sometimes I feel all alone and like, am I going crazy? Like, is this normal? And there are other people, you know, God bless them, your friends, who'll be like, oh, I'm like fertile Myrtle, or I didn't even try to get pregnant, or we got pregnant on the first month. And, you know, God bless you. God bless you that you did, but that's not my journey. And I don't know why you're telling me that right now. I don't know how that helps me. Are you going to loan me your uterus? So, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point about the sadness.
Okay. Sabrina Roberts, so 2 comments on this. Sabrina Roberts said, wow, they wanted you to be thinner. And then,
yes.
Let's see. Michelle says, you eat healthy, you look great, don't stress it. Tomorrow's a new beginning.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, Sabrina. So again, it's the data. They wanted my BMI to be lower, which is a ratio of your muscle and body fat. So it's not just necessarily about being thinner. I say body fat because once I reduce my body fat, then my BMI decreases. And I know this because I did a long time ago a crash diet where I lost both muscle and fat, and it doesn't help your BMI ultimately. So yeah, there's, you know, I'm like 5'4" 3/4. I'm a fidget, so I'm not supposed to have a lot of body fat, and because of my age also. So I think if I was 35, there's a different chart for it. I think because of my age, she said, the OBGYN said I'm at a higher risk for gestational diabetes. I'm at a higher risk for preeclampsia, just complications with the pregnancy. And when I had Cheyenne, she had what is called intrauterine growth, restriction. It used to be called retardation. I guess that wasn't PC. So intrauterine growth restriction, IUGR. And so because I have a history of pregnancy complications as well, that increases my chance, even though they say every pregnancy is different, et cetera, et cetera. Also, I'm African-American, which increases like my risk for high blood pressure. So just over my overall health, they're worried about it. But to, I know I can't remember, who was it? Michelle, to Michelle. So, I mean, I eat well. I take care of myself for the most part. I think last year I was probably drinking too much alcohol, so I've cut that out. And I have a high stress job, and so that is a little bit, it doesn't help. I since have switched roles, but I'm with the same company. It's still high stress. We deal with television, and so there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of pressure. Mainly, sometimes I feel like it's pressure we create amongst ourselves. Like, we're not saving lives, guys. But so that adds to it as well, right? Like, you have to figure out how to relax and how to take it easy and not take life too seriously. So I think that part of my TTC journey, I've been learning to do that, is like to relax and dial it down. But you guys see me, I'm still team too much. So I'm trying, I'm a work in progress. Lord knows. But you know, baby steps, baby steps. I'm not going to judge myself anymore. I'm not going to judge myself for what I didn't do or what I could have done. I'm going to just take it in stride. There's a reason. There's a reason why the little Tanika in me is like, I'm not doing that. It is what it is. I'm increasing my self-awareness. I stay in therapy. I didn't go last week, but I'm always asking why and trying to like get to the root of it. Because sometimes we do things, our subconscious is doing things, and we don't know why. And so I just want to increase my self-awareness and be like the healthiest, happiest me that I can be. I think that's good for me. I think it'll be good for the baby. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having the baby. Although Cheyenne was pointing out the house is not baby proof. Because there's like glasses. I'm pointing over here. You guys can't see it, but there's the bar over here. It's got like glasses, and I have it open because I like the way they look. Honey, all this will be on Craigslist tomorrow. If I get pregnant and a baby comes, all this stuff will be gone. Like, I'll wrap it in bubble wrap if I have to. Come on, baby. Don't let that be the reason.
So 2 comments. Maya says she's a decor, fashion, makeup, and more blogger.
Hey, okay.
And she says, good morning.
Good morning. Where are you that it's still morning?
And Sabrina Roberts says, I see what you're saying. I am obese, so this whole weight loss thing is so overwhelming. But thank you for your nutritional videos.
Oh, absolutely, Sabrina. Yes. I guess obese is a medical term, right? I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's more, more you to love. But yeah, the weight loss from day to day. And I think when I was doing really well, I had a cheat day. That was amazing. And I had that because when I was in LA, I had worked with a trainer and a nutritionist. And mentally, like, I know I can eat whatever I want all week, or I can eat whatever I want on Sunday, as long as I stick to the plan through the week. And so that helped. I just think sometimes, like, once we put that pressure on ourselves, it becomes like, for me, like a parent, my mother in my voice, like, you have to do this, you have to do this. And then I'm like, I don't want to do it. So it becomes a block. I think if you think of it as like loving yourself and being your healthiest self, whatever that looks like, then it helps. The TTC thing is a trip though, right? Because we have to lose the weight by a certain date or a certain thing, or if we don't get our BFP, we blame it on the weight. It's always something. It's always something. So I think in all of that, we just have to like love ourselves. We have to love ourselves, all of ourselves, however it is. Because I don't know if you guys do this, but I do, where I watch all like the Nurture channel on, I don't have linear TV, but Nurture and some other stuff like PBS, and they'll have like, or that one show, I didn't know I was pregnant. There'll be like 300-pound people on there, and they'll lose weight, like they'll lose 20 pounds, but because their BMI dropped, they get pregnant. So I don't think all of the rules that the doctors give us are necessarily have to be followed. I think those are guidelines, again, based on that 80% data. And of course, that optimizes our chances, which is what we want to do. So we keep it as a goal. But would you beat yourself up if like you were at work and you didn't get like the raise that you wanted? You worked hard all year. Like you're going to feel some type of way about it for a minute and then you're going to move on, right? Not every day you're going to bring that in because that's going to impact your work. So I think the same thing with the weight loss. Like I said, last week I did not have a good day. I came home, I had some blueberry pound cake and I feel okay about it. Like did it ruin my chances of having a baby? No. Was it probably the best choice? No, but at that time it made me feel good. So I think it's a balance. It's a balance. And making small changes with the food too, right? So like, I don't know, cutting out soda. The fruit juices are not even that great for us because of the sugar content, but I use the palm, I dilute it with seltzer water, and I use the bai juice, which is like 1 gram of sugar. So I'm aware of that. Like when I'm eating stuff, like what is the sugar content? What is the fat? And there are good fats like avocado and almonds and all that. We should have it. I don't think we should be miserable. Like if I'm going to be like a perfect size and be a miserable human being, what am I doing that for? I knew those girls in LA. They were on a cigarette and diet water. No, thank you.
Maya, the one with the Decor Fashion Makeup Channel, she says she's in Chicago.
Oh, hey, Chicago. So Sandra is in Chicago too. So I'm going to check out your channel. I like decor. Cheyenne likes fashion. Cheyenne is a fashion designer. I don't know if you guys know that about her. One of these days, she and I are going to do a channel together. We keep threatening. Hopefully we'll get to that. She didn't do her hair. I was going to flash her and show her to you guys, but she's looking at me like, don't do it, don't do it.
Thank goodness.
But she looks cute. I like her when she's undone and her wild curly hair. Like I have her on my phone that way and she hates that photo. I love like those candid shots of her. You know, I love her when you're done up too, but I like it when it's just like, oh, natural. Because when you were a baby, you know, you didn't have a stylist. You're just cute.
So Sabrina said, thanks, Tanika. And then you have, we had a couple of comments. I just want to read through them.
Okay.
Tanika says, I have a lot of glass and sharp corners around the house too. I plan to buy foam bumpers.
Hey, oh, foam bumpers. I like that.
And Tamika says, perfection is not necessary in weight loss, only consistency. The timeline just put on so much pressure.
Yes.
Sandra said, I'm always so cute. Stop it. Thank you.
Oh, she says stop it. Yeah, I agree with the weight loss. If you guys haven't seen Tamika's channel, check it out because she's on there working out and on Instagram. I don't know, what's your Instagram handle? Is it Tamika TTC or TTC and Beyond? Because I think you're more active with the weight loss on there on Instagram. Me too. Like I post the scale and stuff because it's in real time. But yeah, your timeline is a beast. And so I'll tell you guys some of it because you're not on her channel yet. And if you go over there, but the doctor had changed her BMI requirement before she could have the surgery, something to do with the anesthesiologist. And one day it was one thing and then it was another thing and they said it was a law. It was just like, oh my God, it just seemed like a heavy burden. It was stressing me out and I wasn't even going through it. So I just think, you know, and then she wanted to do the May IVF and we're like 2 months away. So it just is like a head trip when you have that type of change. But she's taking on the challenge. I'm proud of her. She's been getting it in, like exercising and sweating. There was one I loved on Instagram when you were like, your father was over your shoulder watching you. And then you were like, you realized afterwards we couldn't see your father in the picture, but I thought it was so lovely because you knew your father was there. And I think in my mind, I can't see the picture again. He's smiling down on you, no matter, not only from the picture, but from, you know, wherever he is, and he's smiling down on you and like, just proud of you. So hopefully you carry that with you and you're also proud of yourself because you are getting it in. And baby, you're buzzed. 2018. I'm not mad at you. Yes. So I think, where are we? We're at 12:47. I think we'll go to 1 if anybody else has anything else to say. It's a long video. I normally try to keep them down to 20, but since you guys are with me, we'll talk through it. So yeah, weight loss is an issue, eating well, supplements, what to take. I would love to cut down on my supplements. I can't wait to talk to the doctor on Monday to see what's worked and what hasn't. And mainly, I want to just clarify, I would love to cut down, not because I don't think they were good for me. I want to cut down because one, they're expensive, right? Two, if your body is no longer needing them, you just kind of bring them out as waste. TMI is they go out in your urine or your whatever waste. And so I want to make sure that I'm still on point with it. When I started, I felt like I was in such a nutritional deficit. Again, high stress job, a lot of alcohol, a lot of late night bad food. And so I just felt like I was at a nutritional deficit. So I had all the supplements. I've always eaten well. But when I was working in my other job, I worked so many hours, like I would eat well and then I would eat whatever was there because they're like, you know, they trap us in the building, they're catering food in. It's not all necessarily good. I don't know where it's coming from. I've learned now that like certain foods, you're eating the hormones that the animals have eaten. So that's altering your profile. Eating low-fat yogurt, no-fat yogurt is altering your hormone profile. So those are things I didn't know before I was on the TTC journey. So a lot of learning, a lot of reading. I think I've always prided myself as a healthy person, but now I'm like healthy on 20. So, and I'm proud of that. Like I'm proud of myself that I was able to do that research and make those changes. And I feel better. So like, I feel like a better human being. So that's been good.
At your earlier comment, Tanika says, "Oh, don't make me cry."
Oh, I'm not trying to make you cry, but I'm proud of you. I know your dad is proud of you. So I hope you feel that while you're doing that and not, because I think, at least for me, I'm not gonna speak for you, like with the exercise stuff, when I first started doing it, I was kind of beating myself up, like, oh, how did you let yourself get to this and yada, yada. Because I had, in 2014, I had lost all the weight. I was a great size. I was active. I was, you know, doing the most, doing the damn thing. And then I got a new job. I got my very high stress job in June of 2014. And I kind of let the job run my life. I got a promotion. I had been a manager before I got promoted to director. And I had a team of like very, I'm not going to say that because I don't know if they'll see this, but it was a stressful job. Let me just say that. And I've since moved at the end of 2016. So right before I found out I was pregnant, which is probably why one of the contributing factors is like my stress level reduced. And so that helped conception because we were NT-MP, not trying, not preventing. And so, yeah, whatever that was. But yeah, I think we get angry at ourselves. I looked at that and I said, how could I let myself do that and beat myself up? And that wasn't productive. So I hope that you're not beating yourself up. I hope you're not going like, oh, I shouldn't have let myself. It's in the past, girl. It's in the past. Like you are where you are right now and you are taking care of yourself and working out and pushing it through. And I'm proud of you. I hope you're proud of yourself. Like, it's not easy, especially the numbers that your doctor gave you and the amount of time. Like I was worried for you. Like, is that healthy to do it that fast? But I think you know, took it in stride and are making it healthy for yourself and working out with a smile on your face, you know, and putting it up on Instagram and getting encouragement and holding yourself accountable. Because I think that's the thing when we put it on social media. We're holding ourselves accountable because people be like, girl, what happened to your diet? What happened to your exercise? So, because you could have done it in secret and then just shown up 2 months later and be like, bam, right? You brought us along on the journey, which actually I think takes more courage. And so I applaud you for your courage and for your drive and your commitment. I really do. So yeah, that's it. I don't know, anything else, Shy? No? Okay.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday! Is that a thing, guys? Happy Saturday! Yes. So I've been getting a lot of these t-shirts. I got this one, Positive Vibes. And the other one in the video, I kept saying love, trust, and baby dust. It said faith, trust, and baby dust, which I think I got it right in the first part of the video. And then as the day went on, I can't read upside down. But when I was editing, I was like, why did I keep saying that? But yeah, I'm into the t-shirts now. All from Amazon. And I just, I like them. So I think I'm 9 DPO. I've been looking into some natural, well, one, no matter if I'm not pregnant this cycle, I'm taking a break. But then I want to go more natural route, I think. I'm looking into getting a different RE. Like I need to switch some stuff up. I was chatting with somebody last night of like, are they testing your progesterone? Are they looking at, and my RE, I think I mentioned this before, doesn't believe in progesterone, but the OBGYN says it can't hurt. And I'm like, it's not the Easter Bunny. What do you mean you don't believe in it? But she said, supplements. It's probably a pregnancy that's not going to work anyway. It's because your eggs are old and yada, 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 like real supportive, right? And so I feel like I just need a doctor that at least when I'm saying stuff to them, that like it lands on them and I mean, listen, she should have her beliefs. I'm not knocking her for that, but to not believe in the progesterone or to not like hear me when I'm saying I would like to try it, what is it off her back? Just write the script. It's no money you have to pay. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm looking for another RE. The thing is, because my employer has it where you only can go through a center of excellence. So there's like 5 in the New York area that I can go to. But, and I think I mentioned this before, there was a young lady at work who had like 5 IVFs, but the last one was successful. The doctor that she went to, I know is in the COE because we're the same employer. I want to check that one out. And she did it right at 45. So she got to do it with her own eggs, but she has a friend who also did it, who did it with donor eggs and also was successful. So I think it's just time for a change. 1, a break, and then 2, a change of like RE and protocol, and like, let's take a fresh look. I think the thing that doesn't sit well with me is that my RE gave me my protocol before she ever got my numbers back, right? Like, so May 23rd was my first visit with her, and that day she was telling me, you need donor egg. Like, she hadn't read my AMH yet or anything. And then it ended up, so she did so we were sitting in her office, you know, which is nice. You talk and do all this stuff. She gives me what she's prescribing. Then we go into the room to do the examination, like for my antral follicle count. And she was like, oh, it's better than expected. It's you know, better than it should be for your age. And so I was like, okay, so I have my follicles, they're popping. Now what? The AMH came back at like 0.4, FSH at that point, I think it was like 16. And again, that was coming off the miscarriage. But I think she just humored me and like did the medicine. I remember she wanted to give me Clomid. I had read Clomid can dry out your cervical mucus, and it also can thin your uterine lining. So I specifically asked for Femera. It's off-label use for fertility, but she agreed to that. So in some instances, like, she let me advocate for myself and take the lead, but the progesterone, like, we just didn't see eye to eye. And so I'm now off her protocol and using progesterone anyway. If it works and I'm pregnant, can I say that that was the one thing? No. But if she would have been willing to like see me halfway and just give me the script, would that have made me feel better? Yeah. And like, isn't that part of it? Like my mental state, isn't that part of the journey? Like how I feel as I'm TTC. And I feel like, and I don't know, that's why sometimes I call it the baby factor. I feel like they don't take our mental state into account. It is like numbers and percentages and not really like, how are you doing as a human being today? And when you're seeing that many people, you know, not for nothing, it's, you probably don't have time to care about how everybody's doing and what, you know, what's going on in their mind. And admittedly, it's a luxury, right, for us to sit around and think about how we feel and to go to therapy. And, you know, there are some people who don't have time for that in their own lives, but I want to feel cared about by my care provider, if that makes sense. And I want to feel like they're rooting for me, for my success beyond how my success impacts them, right? Because I get it. If I'm successful, that helps her stats. Or maybe not. I don't know if she even has any stats for IUI. But if I do donor egg IVF, I know, and I'm successful BFP, that helps her stats. So yeah, I don't know, and I've never had an RE before, so I don't know if my expectations are unrealistic or if that, you know, it just seems like other people have had different experiences with RE, like more positive experiences, and so I'm looking to have like a more positive experience and a truer partnership. And so, yeah, it's hard because I've established this relationship with that group of people, like the people who do the phlebotomists, the ones who take the blood. Like, I love them. They're so nice. The front desk ladies are so nice. It's walking distance. Both offices are walking distance from my office. So, you know, those are conveniences, but that's like staying in a bad relationship because, I don't know, because you like how his feet look. I don't know. Yeah, so it'll be a little more effort on my part to get to these other doctors, but I think it will be worth it. And I looked at the midwife thing, but that would be 100% out of pocket. A lot of my RE stuff is out of pocket, but they don't charge me immediately, right? So they'll bill it to the insurance first, wait for the insurance to come back and say it's not covered, et cetera, and then they bill me, so I have a little bit of delay. With the midwife, you have to pay upfront, but they will come to the house and do IUIs. It's just all out of pocket up front. which is just it changes my cash situation. So that is ixnay for now. But if I do end up pregnant, or not if, when I do end up pregnant, I will, I definitely want to have a midwife. So hopefully that will happen. The advanced maternal age, I know, single mom by choice, Martine, said she was not able to have a midwife because of her age and because she's a plus size mom. There were just greater risk. So I may fall in that situation. It's okay. You know, that's my goal, is to have a midwife. That's not the end of the story. The ultimate end of the story is a healthy, happy baby in my arms. So however I get there, you know, all these other like wish list things can fall by the wayside. I'm okay with that. All right, guys. Oh, yes.
Tanika TTC says most REs will give you progesterone anyway, whether you need it or not. Not sure about the philosophy there. Maybe your OB can prescribe if your RE won't. My acupuncturist is all about ordering labs and tests that REs do not.
Oh, nice that your acupuncturist will order labs and tests. So here's the thing. At first, my OB/GYN did give me the progesterone, right? I had the Crenone 8%. I had it from the miscarriage. And then when I first started with this RE, she gave me the Crenone. Then I think I got a little too much, and I was like calling her, asking her like opinion about what the RE was saying, and I don't think she liked that. So when I went in for my annual exam, she specifically said she recommends it, but she did not want to interfere with the RE. Those were her words. So she said to go back to the RE and say that I wanted the progesterone. So when I talked to the RE, she said she didn't believe in that. But maybe I just asked the nurse and see. Like right now I'm doing off-label, like I am using progesterone, but was not prescribed by the RE, which is what I asked the OBG to do. And I think they have like a business relationship. They're in the same building. And so I don't know, it just gets tricky. You know, we get to the point of like, it's my body. I'm with me every day. I know what I want to do. But I don't have a medical degree either. So it just is like a different, I don't know. But yeah, the OB wouldn't do it. And I don't think my acupuncturist does any prescriptions, but that's interesting that yours will do like the lab work and the blood work. So now I've recruited my GP in there and she's doing lab work for me. So I go back in for that. But yeah, it is a village. It does take a village. But yeah. All right, guys, we're at 1 o'clock. So if anybody has anything else, I'll take comments, and then I'm looking at Cheyenne to see if like when people look off camera, I'm always like, where are they? Are they looking down? I'm looking at Cheyenne. She's over here to see if there's any comments, because I'm just looking at you guys here. So is there anything else?
Maya did say, thank you for doing this video. I was not aware of the situation with yogurt or utilizing midwives at a certain age.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Yeah, read up on the yogurt. It does change your hormone when it's no fat or low fat. The hormone profile is changed, and even depending on where the cows are. So that's why, like in one of my food videos, I recommend the grass-fed beef be the yogurt that you're using. I'll show you really fast. Hang on. Can you guys see that? It's gray writing. I don't know. Grass-fed cows made with whole milk. Again, that goes opposite of everything to do with my diet. But they're not fed with the grain, and they're not fed the weird hormone profile that the other cows are done. And the reason why the grass-fed is important, when they're fed with anything but grass, it also messes up your omega-3, omega-6 profile. So specifically in the U.S., I didn't read about anything anywhere else, but specifically in the U.S., we've altered our profile so that we have more omega-6s than omega-3s, which is not good for the body. You want to have more of the omega-3, so you want to not have as many of the grains. So you don't want a grain-fed animal, either chickens, cows, any of that. Yeah, I have a video on that somewhere. I'll put it in the comments below, but about your omega-3 and your omega-6 balance and how it's important, especially for TTC and hormone regulation. But yeah, I'm happy that you got some information from me today. Yay!
And I guess last comment?
Yes, last comment. It's 102. So let's do last comment and then I'll let you guys go.
Sandra says there are walk-in labs that do labs without orders. I paid $49 to have my estrogen tested with no order. Check it out at directlabs.com.
Okay, so directlabs.com. I will check that out. Thank you. I don't know if you guys heard Cheyenne, but I think you can see the comments that there are labs that will do that for her estradiol. So that's the E2. Yes. Okay, that's good to know. I will check that out. Yeah. See how we share information? It takes a village. And we all learn from one another. All right, ladies. Thank you. And gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you are well. I hope that you have a great rest of the Saturday. I'll be back on Tuesday with your regularly scheduled programming. So we did jump the timeline today. So Tuesday will be, the Tuesday that you guys see will be what I did last Tuesday, if that makes sense. Okay. Thanks for joining. See you later. Mwah. Baby dust to you all.